spot. Kick is up. And it's good! It's good! The Hornets win! The Hornets win! It's final score!
And Dante Benvenuti's big kick gets him to Reds in Carlstadt for week 2. Come on inside, everybody, for this week inside the Super Football Conference. Monty, let's get a shot. There he is. Woo! There's Bigfoot. I love it. Passaic Valley 23-21 over Caldwell. Why is he here? Well, you know we have a player of the week. Jimmy Cavallo. Dante does a lot more than just kick the football. I talked to him before. Sensational wide receiver, sensational athlete, and you were into this game. 23-21, big-time win for Passaic Valley.
Yeah, I mean, Peavy's up 14-0 in this game, and then, Caldwell behind the super sophomore quarterback, Adam Seepy, comes all the way back. Leading up the dramatic kick, Passaic Valley takes the lead 20-14. They line up to make it 21-14. This is only with 1:38 left in the game.
Right.
The snap is not handled. The score remains 20-14. Of course, we mentioned the snap because the next snap would be for the game winner. Because look at what Caldwell did in the next 50 seconds in the game. Took the lead.
Yeah.
Behind CP. But Benvenuti. First of all, how about the PA guy? At Passaic Valley.
Phenomenal.
Johnny Pelosi, I'm sure he's a fantastic JV baseball coach. And, of course, this is the all Benvenuti time because Joe Benvenuti is the outstanding athletic director at Passaic Valley. And, Mike, he's in his first year on the football staff.
Oh, really?
So see his senior son line up for that kick. And when I mentioned Benvenuti, listen, he's been the kicker, only started kicking when he got to high school. You look at the progression. He had 3 field goals as a sophomore, only 1 of 2 last year, only 2 attempts. This one obviously the longest of his career, 45 yards. Great drama. Caldwell calls the ice timeout to try and ice him.
Yeah.
And Dante told me when he walked in here tonight that he thought that helped him a little bit, kind of settled him down, got a couple of warm-up kicks, But what a moment for Team Benvenuti because Papa Joe tells me Dante's 3rd generation Benvenuti at Passaic Valley. All 4 of his grandparents are at the game. All 4 of his grandparents went to Passaic Valley.
Really?
I mean, it was party time in the Benvenuti house.
Oh, my God. Sure. Great sausage and peppers after the game that night. No doubt about it. Now, we do the show last week, and I think I do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And all I get is this feedback from Paramus Catholic, your school. Everybody's upset with me. So what is the problem?
Mrs. LaFond wasn't happy that we removed the Paramus Catholic helmet immediately. But I said to her, I go, there's like 112 teams in the Super. There you go, baby. Put it on.
Hey, LaFond.
Yeah.
There we go. There you go, LaFond.
Yeah,
there we go.
Turn it this way.
There we go.
Look that way. Look to your left.
There we go.
There it is.
Hey, Vin, give me that big play from the Paramus game. Hit it.
Martin left to right. Green steps back, throws, floats one, caught. DuPont past the 30, 35, 40. Cuts to his right, 45, 50. Past midfield. Achilles DuPont still on the run. 40, 30, 20. Still on his feet. Dragged down near the 10. A home run play for the Paladins. Achilles DuPont comes through again.
I'm going to be back there on Friday night. So, all right, Mrs. Lamond.
You're like the voice
Here
of the
we
Paladins.
go. Here we go. Okay? Now, Mrs. Lamond, you got to understand.
LaFond.
She's got me all rattled because I just took the Bayonne helmet off the set, and Jerome Hayes is a lot tougher than you.
Dieseler.
So, appreciate this. Appreciate this. You know who didn't appreciate you last week? Your wife.
No.
Your hair was a disaster on last week's show. Look at this now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. She told me to go to the salon and come back tall, dark, and handsome. My stylist said, tall and handsome, I can't do. Dark, I can help you with.
Oh, my God. Hey, what is wrong with Marco Green, your quarterback?
Nothing. What do you mean?
He says to you last week after the show, hey, I didn't know you did this stuff. What are these kids running around Paramus Catholic? They don't understand America's top AD used to do TV?
Apparently in Warwick, New York, they don't get Madison Square Garden Network.
Oh, my God.
Marco's, listen, he's off to a great start.
He really is. I'll tell you what, he's going to have to play great this week because I'm going to put it out there right now because everything is good at Paramus Catholic.
It was
right
a lot of fun.
You know what? Hold on. Before we get to that, you struggled last year in a couple of things. Vin, hit me. All right? This was a big part of Paramus Catholic's tradition. Chris Partridge, Greg Russo, the smoke.
This is a rehearsal.
This was a disaster. Like, this was a 5-alarmer, Paramus. Then get out of that. So now, how long did you rehearse that before the game? I thought you lit something on fire.
Last year, I had some stale fog juice.
Okay.
I don't know if you know about these fog machines. They take this liquid you got to pour in. I had some stale fog juice, so it didn't work. But this year, we got the new fog juice. Okay, we had a fog.
What is fog juice?
The smoke machine. It's you pour it in there, the liquid in there. You hit the button, the smoke.
Who's
comes
a
out.
better public address announcer, you or the guy at Passaic Valley?
I mean, listen, he did a great job, Joe, but I pride myself on
Vin,
doing
hit it. Put the sound full. Here's your run out for PC.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please, like you to stand and rise in their 2025 Paladins of Paramus Catholic!
All right, you got it down. All right, Vin, come on back.
I'm no John Pelosi, man.
No, but that was good. You were into it.
Yeah.
Very festive. I hear the mayor's going to be at your game this week.
Yeah. I mean, we have the food trucks coming now. A DJ Johnny. We love the synergy of DJ Johnny, class of 17.
You messed up the national
2000
anthem, I
Paramus
heard,
Catholic.
though, right? What happened with that?
Who are you? You have a mole? You have a source at Paramus Catholic?
I heard.
First of all, I didn't mess up the national anthem. The band leader thought that the band was going to play the national anthem, and I was under the impression the DJ was playing it, so the DJ played it.
Who's playing the national anthem this week?
The band.
The band is terrific. We'll break them down in a second. Okay, you have a guy now. When I look at your team, it's like a law office, all right? It's the law office of Green, Martin, and DuPont. This is like a football office now. These three cats are playing as well as anybody in the state of New Jersey. Green, the quarterback, Martin, the receiver, and DuPont, the running back. Slow first quarter, kind of lethargic after the loss to St. Peter's Prep the week before. Vin, hit it. But then you get it going in the second quarter. All right? Achilles, 10 yards, breaks it up for us
He's healthy, had a great summer. But you know, Mike, one thing, when you're under the tutelage of Coach Greg Russo, great offensive coordinator, the back-to-back state titles with Chris Partridge in 12 and 13, with Dan Sabella, he wins another state title, then the Northern Highlands. Green can mix it up, and then DuPont. 4 touchdowns in the game for Achilles DuPont. He came in with something to prove in his senior year. Didn't have the offers, didn't have the interest, and now here comes Achilles DuPont doing a great job.
This is the one we heard Eddie Kalegi on moments ago, little swing pass. I love what DuPont does. He's got great vision, he's got great feet. Not the fastest guy in the world, but a heck of a football player.
Yeah, somewhere Coach Christian Maldonado is saying to the Achilles, you can't get caught from behind, baby. He does a great job, Coach Mal.
You don't hear me say this much. Great call by the officials here. Lopez, feet were in the end zone, ball wasn't. Great job, ball on the one, DuPont, one play later.
Yeah, AJ, just a sophomore. And then, look, who's getting that good push up there? The Fordham commit, Mason LaFawn, number 56. You started the show talking about his mother.
Look at the feet here. I was over at Iona Prep the other day. I said, hey, what do you think about number 8? That's where they're going to play. Wow, number 8 can really play here. Big gain. Push in the back, gets pushed back, and then the little inside shuffle. This is like Martin will get all the work. Green gets a touchdown pass on this play.
You saw the Ravens on Sunday night. Flowers, ring a bell, undersized guy, electric feet, kind of unknown as a junior in high school. Nakai Martin is slowly but surely becoming a known entity in New Jersey, and Achilles capped it off. It's a win they really needed. Paramus Catholic, and now they'll cross over the state line and welcome in Iona Prep. But Marco Green, listen, it's great. I spoke to Marco Green, a little perspective from the lunchroom today, right? I saw him in lunch.
Yeah, that's where your office is, in the lunchroom.
Yeah. Who do you think his 3 quarterback coaches have been in his career? You could absolutely guess probably 2 of the 3.
Matt Sims.
Number 1.
Oh my God, who was the little quarterback at PC that I love?
Andrew Brito, got it.
Love Brito.
And then finally,
is it Greg Russo?
No, the great Crusader, Jared Garantano.
Oh, really? And
is currently
okay. But I'm going to
his
teach you now something,
QB
Marco.
coach.
Marco,
Right,
I'm going to teach you something
go.
right now, okay?
Here's your 4th coach.
The only throw that you take that I don't like is when you have somebody running deep posts. all right? And you get lazy with your throws. You try to be cute. You try to be Aaron Rodgers. You try to lean back. Step into it and rip it, all right? He'd have about 2-3 more touchdown passes. That's the wide side out, underneath, tempo. I love the dig route to the corner. I think he's having a great year. 335 yards passing in that game. DuPont, 13 carries, 57 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 2 catches, 78 and a touchdown. And Martin, right now, listen, we're going to start to see all the teams right now, but Cooper's here, and he does all these Player of the Week things and Player of the Year. Right now, Nakai Martin is going to be up for, without question, all Bergen County wideout. Yeah, this kid is so underrated. Enough about Paramus Catholic, all right? Enough. Although I will say this.
And you're right. That was enough.
It was.
That was nice.
It'll probably never happen again.
That's it. And as
so
they,
just so
as
you
they
know,
said in Goodfellas, and that's that.
I will be there on Friday night calling the game on the network, and I like to make predictions. Iona Prep by 10.
Oh, my goodness. Come on.
Iona Prep by 10. You're thinking they're coming over. You're thinking they're from New York. Let me tell you something. Their quarterback is no joke. Their receivers are no joke. Their defensive line is no joke. You're faster. They're better.
Well, I did make one mistake last week.
Let the Paramus Catholic coaches get upset at me about that.
Greg Russo and the head coach of Iona Prep, Joe Spagnolo, went to college together at Siena. Okay, so a couple of college teammates here, got great respect for one another. But you know, New Jersey always has a little bit of let's see when it comes to New York. Now listen, what's the greatest win Iona Prep has ever had across the state line?
Don Bosco.
A Johnny Shepard. When a Johnny Shepard came across 4 years.
Not a great Bosco team.
No, but still,
it's a percent. It's like when you beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame, UConn beat Notre Dame 1 year. They were awful.
We're going to see Don Bosco take on St. Anthony's this week. I mean, like, these wins have been few and far between. Once upon a time, Stepanak did cash in against DePaul.
Don Bosco's going to crush St. Anthony's. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you. Here we go. All right. Here we go. I'm going to do it off the top of my head. Okay, right now. Don Bosco will crush St. Anthony's.
Okay.
Super Football Conference win.
Right.
Okay. Iona Prep will beat Paramus Catholic. 1-1. Cardinal Hayes, St. Joe's will win in running time against Cardinal Hayes.
Okay, 2-1 New Jersey.
Chaminade Seton Hall Prep is going to be a very good game. I am into this Chaminade junior quarterback. It's a toss-up. And what I saw with Monsignor Farrell up in Albany last week, Monsignor Farrell is going to give Del Barton fits.
But a toss-up is not saying it doesn't help our calculation here. So it's 2-1.
It doesn't. It's 2-1. I'm gonna go with Seton Hall.
Okay, 3-1 New Jersey. Now you got DePaul and Stepanak.
Oh, DePaul and Stepanak running time.
4-1 New Jersey. You got Del Barton taking on Monsignor Farrell.
That's a good game. I am into this Farrell sophomore quarterback. He was great last week, can make all the throws. His twin brother's a receiver. Rocco Del Priore. You got to remember, last year, that's a 7-0 game in Staten Island.
Wow.
Farrell's going in. They fumble the ball. They lose 27-0.
Interesting note. You're telling me a high school football coach from Staten Island's first name is Rocco?
He's a movie star.
Shocker.
I will pick that game later in the show. Bergen Catholic. I do not want to hear about how great Bergen Catholic's win was in Del Boca Vista. You know? I've been dying to say that. These people here, they're too young. They don't even watch Seinfeld. West Boca Raton. All right? How good. Vin, did you get that joke? Vin, wake up. Put yourself on. Did you get that joke?
I did not.
A lot of people thought you did a great job last week.
Now listen.
Yeah, a lot of people thought you did.
Most of it. Everybody did.
Everybody.
But Mike,
that's a good point.
Florida is a tough state to get a handle on. They have 8 classifications. They have 1A through 8A, right? So
Class 6 is weak.
Okay. Well, anything. Don't forget, Chaminade is in Class 1. So, I mean, anybody can be big. Don't forget.
Well, St. Anthony's Jersey City played non-public B in basketball for
I'm just saying, though, when you have unlimited recruiting rules, like you could transfer every year for 4 years, as long as you do it before the first day of camp.
What, in New Jersey or in Florida?
In Florida.
Well, it's coming close to that in Jersey.
No. Because in New Jersey, you cannot transfer in after the first day of camp without penalty, okay? Dan Vivino will be here to tell you. But I'm saying is, so you really, the team did have a 17-game win streak. They hadn't lost since November of 2023. They do have a running back going to Miami. I mean, there's a couple of good nuggets in there.
No, there is. I mean, it's a good win, but it's not great. It's not Matter Day.
And apparently Bergen Catholic traveled really well. They had a tremendous amount of
and let me
fans.
tell you something about Bergen Catholic.
You think some of the Crusader families have second homes in Boca?
Probably. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I said it on week 1. There is no quarterback controversy on the corner of Forest and Oradell.
Yeah.
Trey Tagliaferro, he is through 3 in this game.
What's his nickname going to be? TT Tags? All right, let's go with Tags.
All right, so again, West Boca, good win. It's not on the Mount Rushmore of victories for Bergen Catholic. Vin, hit it. All right, second quarter, BC down 7-0.
Down 7-0. There's Tags right there. Austin, what a day. This kid had Russo, right?
Russo was great there. The 30-yarder here catches a seam. Little freeze in the video. Boom! And then he's gone.
Yeah, 163 yards for Austin. What a day for the junior. It was 14-7 Bergen Catholic, then 14-7 TT. Hey, when you got a guy named Porter, you remember Quincy. Here's his little brother, the sophomore. Only catch in the day, but he makes it count for a touchdown. And with Jermaine Kinsler in that defensive line, who were, from what I'm told, unblockable in that game.
They were unblockable.
They ran for 30 yards.
And the Bergen Catholic offensive line couldn't block West Boca. They couldn't. Bergen Catholic ran for 33 yards. Second week in a row, they didn't run the ball well.
I mean, listen, that's the elephant in the room with the Crusaders right now. But you got to remember one thing.
We tell the truth on this show, Jim.
Yeah, no, I know that. But, this is, for teams like Bergen Catholic and St. Joe's, it's really early because they didn't have a game scrimmage, And now, so it's like they're just getting this thing going here. And the bottom line is, when West Boca puts an 80-plus yard drive on the board, takes 8 minutes, and takes a 7-0 lead. They had everybody's attention there. So the thing I like, listen, the throws are the throws, but Tags in the pocket, he looks like he's 24 years old, that he's played organized football forever, so comfortable, can slide in the pocket, can shift in the pocket, change his arm angles. He looks like he's played the position for 10, 15 years. He is going to be. It would be almost hard to believe.
I was going to say it, but I'm going to wait.
But by the way, it would be almost hard to believe that right now, as the 4-time defending non-public champ, that Bergen Catholic could have any quarterback who didn't look the part. I mean, this is Bergen Catholic, man. Right. This is central casting kind of guys. And he looks terrific. I mean, and listen, when push comes to shove, he was a sophomore on the road, losing, okay. They took him a while to get it going. Then he made the throws he had to and led him to victory.
Taking another, and we'll get to that in a second, but wait till you see Shane's throw for Don Bosco, the final one he threw in that game. So great. So let's get to St. Joe's. So here's a question, one of those philosophical questions, okay? If you were St. Joe's Montvale in week 1, would you rather that Riverdale Baptist came up here to play you and you lost, or you got the forfeit win?
No, of course you don't want a loss. Who would want to start the year on a loss?
Well, nobody's going to remember what you did in August. When you hang the banner, I think, as a coach, it's a great teaching moment. I don't want a forfeit win, but I just tell you, I went up there to watch practice the day after they found out they weren't playing. It was an insane practice.
And listen, that was the second team to bail out on them because their game scrimmage also bailed out on them. So, this was the curtain rising for St. Joe's this past weekend against the College of St. John's.
It was their first game, and it was the D.C. school's first game. Vin hit it. Second quarter, Joe's up 7-0. Remember this connection. They were great last year. Look at Best in the pocket. Steps up. Woo! Nate Bailey. There's my favorite offensive player in the state of New Jersey.
Nasty Dave. Well, Lamar, but the best news from Best, he looks healthy right here, Mike. And he's gonna terrorize defenses with his legs this year. Look at the power to finish the run for Best. And then, of course, more Best. I mean, beautiful. This is a pick 6 here by Ryan Barry. That closes it out. And by the way, that was under 2 minutes left. St. John's had cut the lead to 8.
And that's the issue.
So that
St. Joe's kind of pulled back, got complacent. That was a big deal. The only thing that Augie was worried about when I met with him before the season, he loves his offense, he loves his defense, he didn't know about his kicking game. I'm watching practice, I'm seeing guys blast field goals. He gets 2 field goals from his sophomore kicker. So I think St. Joe's, I think they are extremely complete. What do we know about Don Bosco, Jim? First time since 2014 they win the first 2 games. That is mind-boggling to think. What did they go, 64 wins once in a row? The first time since 2014
70-1 at one point.
Yeah.
And listen, and you're right. And, people are going to poke holes in the opponent they played. But, listen, there's the you got to remember one thing. Everybody wants to, take shots at these, out-of-state opponents. But there's so much mystery in these opponents now because players move around so freely. And all these states have some firepower.
You know what was mysterious to me? Why nobody, and Rutgers came in at the 11th hour. I sat with Brian Kelly down at Matter Day in Middletown, New Jersey, and told him when he was a Notre Dame coach about Kyle Monungai. You got to offer this guy, right? Oh, yeah, we're going to call him on our way up to New Canaan, Connecticut to look at that quarterback. They never called. I called Coach Dan the next day. I said, you hear from? He goes, no, I didn't hear anything. Schiano comes in, takes him at the 11th hour, and now, not only did he impress me, Mike Teal, Coach Dan, he impressed everybody at Rutgers, and you gave me this quote. Pop it up there, Vin, from Ben Johnson, the new head coach for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, Monungai's a rookie. He's a 7th-round draft pick, makes the team, and now because of the injury to the feature back, Rashawn Johnson, he got the start on Monday Night Football, and here's his head coach saying Monungai has really hit stride there over the course of spring and camp. I trust the guy at this point. That's a big thing to say for a young player. And this is the end of the quote. I love it because it's kind of Jersey-centric. He tends to do everything right.
Because there's great coaching in New Jersey on the high school level. There's always been great coaching. Really good.
And listen, he didn't carry the ball in the game. He did catch a pass for 11 yards. But just to see him trot out there, Mike, on Monday Night Football, the guy, it was just drafted, makes the team. And just, we love those stories of guys, making the league.
Big week for the Super Football Conference in the NFL because he plays Jabril Peppers, who got released a week ago. He's now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You had two Paladins going head up against the other night. You were into that.
I mean, come on. The Packers and the Lions, it was arguably Rashawn Gary's best game of his career. The guy had 5 tackles. He had 2 sacks in the game.
The last time Rashawn Gary had 5 tackles in a game was against Bergen Catholic.
Yeah, they put him at nose guard that day, did Chris Partridge, and he said, you're going to run right past the center and terrorize Bergen, and he did. But just think about it. Lions against the Packers and starting left guard for the Detroit Lions, Christian Mahogany, okay? He's a 2024 draft pick out of Boston College, okay? Got the starting nod at the back end of last year, now first game starter. So in an NFL game, with 11 players on both sides of the ball, 22 guys on the field. You had Rashawn Gary lining up at defensive end, and just a couple feet away, Christian Mahogany trying to protect his quarterback. Pretty good day in the NFL for the Paladins of Paramus Catholic.
America's top AD. I love it. And let's not forget, from the great Fair Lawn High School, our buddy Anthony Campanelli, the DC for the Jacksonville Jaguars, put one on the Carolina Panthers, so AC is off to a great start.
I feel like it was just yesterday he was throwing up in the garbage cans at MetLife Stadium before the state championship. That literally happened before every game.
Well, who they go down there and play against in Alabama?
Prattville.
And Greg is speaking, we have him mic'd, and Anthony's just pacing back and forth, like just punching his hand, just looking ready to go.
And that was mostly because the Prattville sheriff told Greg and the staff that if they would win the game, they couldn't celebrate on the field.
That is true. Get your people out of here.
Take it back to the locker room. Just Buford T. Justice.
You know what Campanelli would have loved? Hit it, Vin. First play of the game or second play of the game against Monarch. Look at Jack DeMena. Oh, what a break on the ball. Brings it back 26 yards.
Jackson opens the scoring with a pick 6. It was 7-0 Bosco. Carson Shane, though, Mike. Hey, your first varsity start, you're always going to remember it. Carson Shane to Colin Brennan. Shane, if you thought that was a good throw, watch this next one, because watch his feet, watch his pocket awareness, and watch the athleticism here.
Dad's quarterbacks can't throw like that. Don Bosco wins its 38.
Sakai Murphy.
38-21.
That was beautiful.
All right, so as we said, first 2-0 start since 2014. How did the Super Football Conference do outside of New Jersey? Vin, pop that up there. Here we go. We told you about Bergen. We told you about Bosco. We told you about St. Joe's. Next page, Vin. Not as good along the way as you switch that. Del Barton, remember, they're young this year, playing 2 quarterbacks. Yeah. Didn't score. 3rd time in a row they lost to Malvern Prep.
Yeah, now I expect Delby to get that first win. And, of course, Nicky Camp will be dazzling offensively in New York. Woo! DePaul is looking, let me tell you something. Tough loss for DePaul. You know they're going to rebound in White Plains, New York, after they cross over that Como Bridge.
Well, the thing about DePaul, the Spartans in that game trailed at the half, 21-0. Derek Zammit, the Washington-bound quarterback, 22 of 36 for 312, ran 9 times for 122. They get it to 21-20. hey, we ain't kicking. They went for 2. They didn't get it. That's how they lost the game. But that's how you coach football.
That's
you believe in your boys.
That's Campy style right
Well,
there.
back in the day when we were doing this over there on MSG, here you go, Vin. Come on back. We spent a lot of time up on Burdan Avenue, Wayne Hills High School. You know, I mean, Chris Olsen had that public school going like a level. You know, he retired to head down there to Charlotte to be with Greg and everything like that. And when he left, Wayne Demikoff and the Patriots still hung on. Struggled a little bit, but listen to Demikoff reminding his guys the history that the Patriots have in football as they try to go 2-0. We'll play that for you, and then we'll be back with more on Inside the Super Football Conference.
Pressure is a privilege that a lot of schools don't have. You're starting to get that back. You're starting to get back to the way things were. Old school Wayne Hills. Old school Wayne Hills was jumping all over a team. Knocking them out early. Knocking them out early. Seeing the opportunity and ending it. That's what we want to do tonight. That's what you did last week. That's what you did in the scrimmages. You got to do that tonight because that's the identity that we have to have.
When the game is on the line, you need a team that knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. See how today at kearneybank.com.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
Marina.
She was and this is the young lady you didn't let sing the national anthem?
Listen.
No.
It was a little gap in communication. That's Marina DeMeo, senior at Paramus Catholic, part of band leader Stefanos Hunter's group. Alex Costillo, Ricky Marino, Stephanie Persia, and Sabrina Kay.
If we ever do one of these on the road again, can we get them to come?
Yeah, we have to. We got to bring the band. Yeah, but Marina had a terrific voice, and everybody knows she did a great job.
Terrific. I can't wait to hear her again sing the anthem this week. All right, here we go. First-time coaches in the conference getting their first win. Okay, Adrian Matilla, North Bergen, big over Kearney.
Yeah, they'll play Thursday night, Belleville at Bruin Stadium.
Dave Albano, Morris Catholic. They rolled Gloucester Catholic.
Next up for them, Holy Trinity, Mike, out of New York. They're heading to Long Island.
Dan Morris, Richfield Park, big over Cliffside Park.
Scarlets will be home Friday for the Bridgemen of Fort Lee.
And Joe Lappy, Bergenfield, 34-7 over Paramus.
Next, they have Old Tappan.
Now, Coach Lappy, of all the coaches...
At home, though.
Coach Lappy, of all the coaches in the Tri-State, this weekend was in the toughest spot. We talked about it on the show last week, the passing of longtime coach Rob Violanti, one of his great friends. He was an assistant for him for, I think, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
It was their first home game. They lost in week 1. And it's one thing to be on the road. It's another thing to be at home. That was Coach Violanti's playground, winningest coach in school history. And he got the guys together. And after that loss last week to New Milford, where they struggled to run the ball, they had no trouble running the ball this week. 343 yards. They rolled over Paramus. Here's how it sounded on the Super Football Conference Network. Lance Meadow and the talkative Coach Mike DeFazio. Vin?
On a jet sweep, the good thing about it is that it's a very easy skill to transfer, right? It's not like running routes and stuff like that, or a running back really kind of feeling
Posey airing it out, and he connects with his brother, and Thomas is going to take it into the end zone as Garcia was trailing on the play. Duncan slips through another defender up the left sideline. He's got one man to beat, and speaking of house calls, Shamir Duncan dialing it up. Valdez under center. He's going to hand it off to Velez. Velez sneaks through, up the outside, down the right sideline. One man to beat. And Velez is going to be in the end zone for a touchdown.
A jet sweep, the good thing.
They rolled them 34-7. They ran the ball great. Now, we talked about the emotions, obviously, and Coach Lappy, the assistant for a long time, now the head coach, at the half. I thought this was a really good interview by our buddy Jack Bartek, because obviously this was more than just football, and Jack talked to his buddy Coach Lappy at the half.
Coach, emotional day for you guys. How proud are you of your group, how they channeled that energy early on in the first half?
Hey, it was a great first half. The boys played really hard, a lot of emotions, so with the emotions comes some mistakes, and trust me, we scored 3 touchdowns. I think we should have scored a couple more. There were some mistakes, but the boys are playing real hard, and I'm real proud of the effort, but there's still another half to go, so there's still a lot of football left to be played.
Well, Coach Lappy off the practice field and with us here tonight at Reds. And Coach, when I met you before, I said to you, I'm so sorry that you have to be a head football coach this year. A dear friend of yours, you and Rob Violanti, and I can't imagine what that phone call was like back in May when you were told he was killed in a car accident. Now you have to address all your young men.
I mean, it was the most devastating, heartbreaking call I've ever got in my life, and I just froze when I heard the news. And when it happened, I knew, I had to call some of these guys, and I had to talk to the team, and it was just devastating. An entire community, what Bergenfield has been through, the past year, it's been extremely, extremely difficult.
Coach, we saw you wearing the shirt to honor his life and legacy, and I'm sure that's an easy thing for you to do. And I think it's sometimes sports becomes a little trivial in moments like this. And looking back at your first game where everybody's you're riding that emotion, and you think, hey, we're absolutely going to go out there and play well for Rob, but then kind of real life seeps in, and that was a struggle in the first half of that game. Your guys got it going in the second half of that game. You still lost that game. But I kind of think that momentum carried over into this game, and you saw what Bergenfield football could be all about in this win over Paramus, in which you reeled off 28 unanswered points to win it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was an extremely difficult game. Emotions were high against New Milford in that first half, and we struggled. But I thought the boys played extremely hard in the second half and, played well. And then we kind of carried that momentum into a really strong week of practice. We really practiced hard, got after it. And then, come game day, the boys really executed well.
So, Coach, everybody was touched by this tremendously, including the Super Football Conference and Accelerate Sports. And I know you know Tom, the president of the Super Football Conference, and Tom is here on behalf of Accelerate to present you and the Rob Violanti Foundation.
Tom Mulhey coming over.
Oops, sorry, maybe work off Jimmy's. Yeah.
There you go, Tommy.
Coach, on behalf of the Super Football Conference and Accelerate, everything that we made during the week for your game is going toward the Violante Scholarship Fund. So it's with great honor and privilege that I get to award you with $6,000 for the scholarship.
Wow, thank you so much, Tom.
Beautiful.
Coach, we don't like to root, but we're rooting like hell for you this year.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right, good luck. Thank you. All right.
Coach Joe Lappy right there.
Just an awful spot, but boy, did he handle it.
And listen, the kids have done a great job. I mean, you need your captains in times like this, Mike. Lamar Lumpson, Jacob Rosario, Steve Curtelli, keeping everybody together. Obviously, when you have Shamir Duncan and Jeremy Durant doing their thing on the field, but you need to get back to some of that family stuff and moments like this, and just keep everybody together because it's life and football clashing head to head, and Bergenfield is moving on.
No game plan for something like that, and they're doing the best they can. You remember this segment? We did it last week. It's called What? Wow. So these are some of the things when I'm flying around looking at scores. I love to get into it. All right, Vin, first score. What did I get into with the first one, Vin? Pop it up there.
What?
Westwood goes to 2-0, 21-7 over Pascal.
Yeah, the Westwood boys are here, too.
Vin, can we get a shot of these guys?
Yeah.
Get a shot of these guys.
Look at these guys swinging around there.
Where's Bruno Vega, or is it just the seniors? Oh, just the seniors. Oh, nobody likes Bruno. Oh.
That's all right.
Oh, nobody likes him.
Hey.
Come on, there they are. Look at these guys.
There'll be time for that. There you
All
go.
right.
Hey, great win, man. Great win.
All right, so you guys were a little upset that last year they came in and snapped that win streak, huh? That didn't sit well up there, huh? Not at all, not at all. You're down 7-0. I guess Coach Guy at the half, you said that's enough, right? All right, we'll talk to you guys more about that.
Make sure
I was going to say nice things about Bruno, but I don't know if you guys like him or not.
And just make sure the guys know, Coach Ravino, the athletic director, drinks on the house, everything over there. Food's on the house, I should say. Food's on the house. That's it. Now I'm fired.
All right, Vin, pop it up here again. What else made me go crazy? Northern Highlands goes to 2-0. They beat Wayne Valley. Wayne Valley, our player of the week last week was Danny Farilla. He played great, 17-22. Little music here, Vin. 201 yards and a touchdown. Northern Highlands quarterback Jack O'Callahan, 11 of 16, $135 and a touchdown. Chase Calarco, 9 carries, 85 yards and a touchdown. So, listen, Northern Highlands, they've got it rolling really, really good. Vin, what else got me excited? West Morris over Morris Knowles. They go to 2-0. Stephen Bracchiaforte, 3 of 5, 68 yards and a touchdown.
TVB.
Very efficient running the ball, 10 carries for 23 yards and 2 scores. Deacon Frame, 15 carries, 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. They go to 2-0. Here's the story of the year. And listen, I know they haven't played a ton of great people. Hit me, Vin. Immaculata. Senior running back Dacier Spilly leads the state in rushing and touchdowns through 2 games. Here they roll over Petty. In this game, 29 carries, 297, and 3 touchdowns for the season in 2 games. 496 yards and 9 touchdowns.
That's a great start.
And we showed you Coach Demikoff going to break the Patriots of Wayne Hills. They go to 2-0, a thrilling 45-38 back and forth. Pop that up there, Vin. They beat West Essex in overtime, who falls to 0-2 on the season. Now, one of the things that we asked, come on back, Vin, one of the things that we've asked on this show is for schools that produce their games to get us their calls. Listen, a lot of football players running around making plays, but there's a lot of kids who can't play football that love to call the games. And we know through the years that Wayne Hills High School has a television production class, few and far. The guys at Clifton are unbelievable. Wayne Hills, unbelievable. And who's our buddy over there who does a great job?
Jimmy Hoogstraight, Mr. Hoogstraight to the Wayne Hills kids. And Hoogie, don't forget, Mike, in 1997 and 98, Jim Hoogstraight was working at Cablevision in Oakland with me doing a show, North Jersey Sports Talk. He was the camera operator for Ramapo Wayne Hills in the snow. Okay, you remember that? Yeah. Chris Sims against Wayne Hills. I mean, so he went from being the camera guy to now teaching kids how to be the camera guy. And they got a slick broadcast over there at Wayne Hills for Coach Demikoff.
They really do. So we're going to take a little soundful on the call. 2 sophomores from Wayne Hills TV. Mike Cantilli's on play-by-play.
Yeah.
His analyst, Brandon Stone. Hit it, Vin.
Wolf back to pass. He's looking deep for Van Hook. He's got him. Van Hook is going to be into the end zone. And Wayne Hills takes the lead early in the 4th quarter. Van Hook on the post route. Got him wide open. 60-yard touchdown for a second touchdown in the last 2 drives. One-on-one, he's too fast. Not hard, David Van Hook one-on-one. He will at every time. This is well within his range. Fitzsimmons back to pass. Zagarski, he's got him! Touchdown Zagarski! One coverage on the outside. Noah Zagarski, he's going to do it himself. His 4th touchdown in the game. Wayne Hills is making some noise. Long, he's got him. He's short. Wayne Hills wins.
How great are Mike and Brandon? I mean, they made, come on back, man. They made that sound so good. The fact you and I couldn't have done what they did as a sophomore.
No, it's just great for those kids on that Patriots team to have that product, because you and I always say, Mike, we're in the business of memories. It started out with VHS tapes, it went to DVDs, now it's links. Yeah. So it's always great to have that little piece of video of your son, of your daughter, because Wayne Hills and Jimmy Hookstrade, they cover the boys and the girls athletics, and to have a call like that, great video like that you can send to relatives, send everybody and say, hey, look at how good my little Paulie Sarlo is doing for Woodridge back in 1985. Well, the guy from 1986, Woodridge, is now all grown up. He's now, of course, Senator Sarlo, the mayor of Woodridge for 25 years. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, great to see you, man.
Senator, you love high school football, high school sports.
Love high school sports. It's the purity of high school sports. We create memories, lasting memories for these student athletes for years and years to come.
The thing about Woodridge, too, guys, is Woodridge is like a small Group 1 town, but they have amazing facilities because in your time as mayor, you've kind of made sure of it. And whether it's, the baseball, the softball, the soccer fields, putting up great lights, because like I always tell people, there's really no secret. You cannot be good as a public district unless you have great feeder programs. And in order to have great feeder programs, you have to have facilities. You have to have turf fields. You have to have lights. You can't do like back in the day. Sorry, it rained Friday. No sports this whole weekend. You have created that.
Listen, growing up, we didn't have options. These kids have lots of options now. So you have to do everything in your power to keep kids home in their home schools. And that's investing in your facilities, giving them an opportunity when it does rain that they're able to go inside, they can play. You have the synthetic turf, you have lights. You need to make those investments. And when you make the investments in your facilities, you're making an investment in your school and you're increasing the value of your homes in the town.
Senator, what was it about the $50,000 donation in regards to high school officiating that was so important to you? You're worried about where this might go if people don't help.
So listen, we see it now that we're having struggling getting referees for freshman and JV games. Those are your feeder programs as well, right? Those are your feeder programs as well. When the Super Football Conference came to me, they said, we're struggling. We're struggling to get that next generation of referees. What can we do? And I was able to secure a grant from the state of New Jersey. We're very proud. In 2 years, we have over 125 new football referees that are out there. That's the next generation. We need to continue. We're all getting a little bit older, right? We're all aging out a little bit, right? We need to get that next generation.
No question. I mean, did you see my hair last week? It was a disaster.
So I truly believe, right, we could still get great athletes. We're getting great young coaches, but we need that next generation of referees to step up. And that's why we invested state money into this.
Yeah. I just love you never forgot where you came from. I mentioned 1986 grad. You've been the mayor there for 25 years. Now, of course, the senator. But, you were born and raised in Woodridge. You played football, basketball, and baseball.
Hall of Famer, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, it's been important to you to give back to your community. I mean, listen, I know it's one of those Jersey things. Jersey guys never forget where they came from.
Listen, I moved twice in my life. Around the corner from my mom and dad, and now one more block away, right? My boys were born and raised in Woodridge, played sports, multiple sports. Had the
you have one son at the Naval Academy.
I have my son at the Naval Academy. Yeah, he's a second class, doing really well. Thank you for that. And we're so proud of him. But listen, more and more people. I say this to our student athletes, and I say this to all our student athletes. Very proud of the Westwood students that are here, right? My nephew there goes there, and we're so proud of the success they've had. I tell them all, when you graduate, you got to give back. Come back, give back. When you go on to the larger stage, come back, give back. Get involved in your community, volunteer, right? Find a way to give back. lot of people give up a lot of time for you. It's time for you to come back and coach and give back. And I've been blessed. I've been able to do that in my community, and hopefully we get a lot of these great young student athletes we're talking about here one day to be sitting up here as the mayor of their community or state senator or the coach, the next coach.
Your high school team is about to go to 3-0 this weekend. They should beat we'll put a face on it. They're going to beat St. Mary's to go to 3-0.
Of course
they haven't allowed a point yet, Senator.
Of course we are.
There's the kiss of death. Not a point. When you played baseball in college, you were Division III All-American at NJIT. How good were you?
So
I'm asking you so you can brag a little bit.
So I was a hell of a hitter. I actually 51 for 100 too. I hit 500 my junior year. I was Division III All-American, and I was very proud of NJT. I'm very proud of the education I got from NJT. I'm a civil engineer and CEO of the Sanzari Construction Company. But back then, Division III baseball in New Jersey, and Division III football. That conference is the NJAC conference, right? It's the NJAC conference. Yep. Great conference. NJT wasn't part of it, but we played all those teams.
Okay.
Originally, I played a year at William Patterson, Coach Jeff Albies. You know if you remember
really?
Coach Jeff Albies?
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
Played for him at NJT, and it's been a great run. I'm still active there. I'm still a big supporter and help that program.
The jersey just oozes out of him.
Oh, it's amazing.
This past spring, we were at the Bergen County Awards banquet, and Senator Sarlo spoke at it. And my assistant AD, the great Jimmy Avitabli, 30 years of Paramus Catholic, was getting the award as the assistant AD of the year. But Sarlo gets up there, and everybody knows what he's done in Woodridge, this great complex in the lake. And he tells everybody, all these ADs, everybody in the room, hey, if you ever need the complex, just give me a call. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's the kind of guy he is. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. Like, hey, you ever need a giant complex with turf fields? Just give me a call.
Listen, we're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
We are all in this together. Everybody involved here, the Super Football Conference, a shout out to them for what they're doing here. We're all in this together, and the more we could give these students an opportunity, whether it's playing at my field or playing at a different field, we're all in this together. And I truly believe that's what makes New Jersey special, right? We go out on the field, we can beat each other up a little bit, shake hands the next day, and it's about the camaraderie and teaching these young men what it's all about.
And then, because I always tell kids, I tell my football team all the time, I tell my baseball team, I tell my girls lacrosse team, this is the greatest time of your life. Okay, you may not realize it right now. Okay, but this is the best time of your life. Playing sports with your friends, competing, practicing, the laughs, the locker rooms, the bus rides. It doesn't get any better than this.
And I say that to so many young parents. Embrace this time. It's going to go really fast. All right, and what's happening at the NCAA level, right? It's changing, right? The amount of money that's being moved around, it's changing, and we have adults playing college sports now. A lot of these students, as much as they all have dreams and desire, may never play on that stage. So embrace this moment. Yeah. Play as multiple sports. I'm a big multiple sport guy. Play multiple sports. Embrace it. You could be the seventh man on the basketball team, right? And be the star wide receiver, be the seventh man on the basketball team and the right fielder, right? So play multiple sports, embrace high school sports. We got great coaches, we got great athletic directors, and like you said, these are moments you will take with you for the rest of your life.
Bravo.
You shouldn't have gone into politics. You should have been a high school coach. You carry yourself, and to me, that's the greatest compliment in the world. High school coaches, there's no better profession in the world. We thank you. We thank you for being involved, and we thank you for your son's service to this country.
Thank you. Keep up the good work, guys, and keep promoting our student athletes and the Super Football Conference.
Yeah.
God bless you all.
Thank you. Sarlo, District 36, the leader of the band. You got to love it.
Awesome.
Shout out to the Meadowlands and Reds here in the Meadowlands
There you
District.
go.
Reds.
There you go. Love it. Thank you, Senator.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator.
Beautiful.
Like we talked about his alma mater, they went to 2-0 this weekend. So did the Maroons of Ridgewood. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about them. We'll talk to Darren Cooper as we fly the coop with him. And as we go to break, here's Lance Meadow and what the Maroons did and their talented two-way stud.
So after they get the fresh set of downs, now they lose 3. Giles going deep down the field, and it's picked off. It's intercepted by Ridgewood as they come back the other way. Looking for blockers, and finally taken down. The defense coming through with Gavin McCrone, who leads the offense as much as he does the other side of the ball.
Red's restaurant and bar is located in the heart of the Meadowlands, just 2 minutes away from MetLife Stadium and the Izod Center. Red's is perfect for every tailgating experience, including fan groups traveling for away games, sporting events, collegiate alumni events, corporate parties, or social events. Red's shuttle runs all night to and from each event. Red's easily accessible location makes it a great place to meet no matter where you are coming from. If you're following your team to an away game or showing off your Jets or Giants pride, you can arrive at NJ Transit's Secaucus Junction, and Red's shuttle will pick you up from your station or hotel. NJ Transit buses from Port Authority stop directly at Red's. Red's offers a variety of options to suit your sports entertainment needs. Red's offers outdoor and indoor parties featuring a variety of entertainment with hosts from WFAN and the Gotham Girls cheerleaders. Red's keeps the party going. Red's private banquet facility with patio deck overlooks MetLife Stadium and provides the perfect atmosphere for any event. Red's menu ranges from chicken wings to surf and turf and everything in between. Our culinary team is widely experienced to tailor your event to fit any budget. Whatever you're looking for, Red's has it.
And we are into Reds. Woo! Reds is into it tonight a little bit.
Yeah. They know the Ridgewood highlights are coming up.
In just a little bit, we'll talk to the player of the week. We'll talk to the team of the week. We'll mention who the coach of the week is. And before we get to Darren Cooper from Varsity Aces, let's get to this. Ridgewood, Montclair, the Maroons, 451 yards on the ground. Hit it, Vin. First quarter, Gavin McCrone gets his big night started. 22 yards to Quinn Panini. 7-0.
Gavin can just do it all, man. Put it all on display, passing for touchdowns, running for touchdowns. Did you say they ran for over 400 yards in this game, Mike? 451. Look at that. Sticking his foot in the turf. Gone.
I'll tell you, if he was hunting, he wouldn't get shot. Look at those tweets. My God, they just jump off the page, those bright orange ones. Later in the quarter, McCrone to Rorik McCarthy. 28-14. And then Zach Rosen puts it away as Ridgewood.
Arm tackles are not going to get there. Look at the finish here, Mike. Look at Zach. Get on the Zach train into the end zone right there.
41-28. So, Darren Cooper again. Pull out. Let's get Cooper in the shot here. Pull that thing out. Pull that thing out. There we go. Pull that camera out. Pull that camera out. There we go. There we go.
Hold on. Is this really where Senator Paul Sarlo was just sitting? Really?
Where did you come up with a Hartford Whalers?
It's one of the greatest iconic logos ever, Mike.
No question. I'm a Connecticut guy, so I love
Connecticut guy here.
I am a Connecticut guy. So
only one thing people got to know about Mike Quick in Connecticut, the high school that he attended. You know, Mike Quick.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Whenever he meets somebody, impossible.
Okay.
He went to Central Catholic. The school closed down. The guy whose life was defined by high schools has no high school.
And then the school they told us that should be our school, Stanford Catholic, which turned into Trinity Catholic, they then closed. And the team that we would play on Thanksgiving Day, St. Mary's in Greenwich, they closed.
So there's no Hall of Fame with Mike
nothing.
There's no Hall of Fame. Where do you send your alumni donations, Mike?
There is none. I send them to Paramus Catholic.
That's true. Can we corroborate
his wife's Amex account?
Understood.
So we just come off Montclair Ridgewood, and last week we were going to talk about it, Coop, before we get to Bergen Catholic. Who is the Group 5 team?
I have no idea, Mike.
It's crazy, right?
You look at Group 5, and like we spend a lot of time talking about big boys in non-public, but there's big boys in public school, too, in Group 5. And it's fascinating to see Passaic Tech has started 0-2. They would be the pick coming into the year. They've been the dominant team in North Jersey in Group 5 the last couple of years. They're off to an 0-2 start. Two tough teams. They play two tough teams. Ridgewood's 2-0. Eastside's rebuilding. Kennedy, obviously, is going through it, putting those pieces together. There's a vacuum. I'm going to channel my inner Mike. There's a vacuum, Jimmy, on top of Group 5 in North Jersey. So is it We're going to find out a lot about Ridgewood against Ramapo. We're going to find out a lot. Now, remember, Ridgewood when Ramapo was struggling early last year. Took it to him, beat him 29-17 last year, and then kind of dropped off. I really like Ramapo this year. I think they're loaded. I think there's total revenge.
Is Group 4 better than Group 5?
All right, I was talking to a coach in Group 4 the other day who said he would much rather be in Group 5 than Group 4 because Group 4 is more competitive, more balanced.
Greater resistance.
Correct. So I can't wait. Group 5 is interesting to me. I mean, we can kind of pick. Westwood's going to be there kind of at the end. You know, we can kind of say that.
But this was a surprise. We didn't think after week 2 Westwood would be 2-0, did we?
Somebody didn't pick them. No, I did not. I would have thought, but it's impressive what they've done for sure.
Do you sense because I know when I used to do the picks on TV, people get upset when you don't pick them. And that builds your brand. I think picking against people is great.
Have you ever picked against somebody on purpose because a coach has told you to?
Oh no! If a coach tells me to do that, I will never ever do that. I'll give you a Greg Toll story about picking.
Are you going to do the accent?
100%.
Okay.
So
he's going to do the accent.
It's 2012. And
it was my segment. It was the whole accent.
So I'm trying to think. It was 2011 or 2012. They're still playing on Thanksgiving. It was St. Joe's Montvale. I picked against Don Bosco for the first time ever. Ever.
Yeah.
In the back of Bosco, there's that fire escape, and I walk up, going to meet with them the day before the game, and Greg tells us, hey, Mike, hey, you picked against us. And I'm like, Coach, I really like St. Joe's. He says, hey, you've been picking against us a lot lately.
Oh, good Lord.
I was like, Coach, I haven't picked against you in 7 years. He goes, hey, you got me a little worried. You're pretty good at this stuff. You got me a little worried. And St. Joe's beats him the next day. He sees me after, goes, man, you were right. Hey. So I'm thinking about, you and I talking before the show, we're thinking about doing some stuff to stir it up, mix it up, the whole thing. So when you look at, and Vin, give me a couple pictures that Coop gave us down there. So you like to go on these. Do you like going on the road with these teams, or do you like it better?
Yes.
So you like it when they're the out-of-state games?
You know why? From a journalist standpoint, access, baby. Access. I'm the only one standing there talking to Vito Campanelli, watching them practice at Cardinal Newman High School.
Really?
I'm the only one who gets to saw a little bit of what they were doing on the goal line with Walker Snee, and then you just file all that stuff away in case it happens in the game. So the access is ridiculously good in my world.
When I watched them in practice a few weeks ago, I just fell in love with the sophomore quarterback. Now, you saw him live. I've not seen him live yet.
Couldn't believe how well they threw the ball and how they came out throwing the ball. Mm-hmm. Like the first 3 plays were pass. And like, is Vito still coaching this team?
It was Nunzio back.
But he
maybe it was Nicky.
He had told me before the game, we know they got a good defensive line, but I didn't think it would manifest itself in the fact that they wouldn't even try to run the ball very much against West Boca.
What was it, 19 carries for 33 yards?
It was not a lot. I thought I had it 15 for 31, but my stats are horrible.
No.
JV Mallory, the superback going to Miami. I thought, though, that, I saw some of your live hits on Instagram, and I thought kind of West Boca Raton had your attention because, first of all, you did a great job. I thought Mike Quick, because he finds everything, Darren Cooper is doing a live hit on Instagram, and just as about to get to the end of it, the band starts playing at a decibel that is off the charts. It was like a train coming through. But he hung in there, very professional, got through it. But
why didn't you bring that? We would have showed that.
I know. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that.
I'm
that
sorry.
means more to
I'm
me
sorry.
than you know.
But you said something at the end of it that got my attention. You said, perhaps this is Bergen Catholic's last frontier.
Yes.
Now that slogan can, context of that can go in a couple, different ways. You know what I mean? But what did you mean by that?
The fact that they had gotten so resoundingly beaten against Chaminade Madonna 2 years ago, I think that stuck in Vito's craw, and they wanted to go down there. And listen, though, there's levels to all of this, man. You're going to run into a team that's better than you. You're going to run into somebody who's better than you. In any field you come up in. And I think he took his team down there 2 years ago, and they saw a different level. Well, a level that they couldn't even approach.
Well, it was insane speed.
Speed and playing speed and processing speed of the quarterback.
If Bergen played West Boca 5 times, do they win all 5?
Yeah.
How good was West Boca? Give me a public school in northern New Jersey.
You did this to me last week, Melissa. It's too hard because we don't have 6A teams. So you'd have to put Westwood, Northern Highlands, and Wayne Valley all together to give Bergen Catholic. what strikes me, and it'll be real interesting when we see the New York teams this week, because I don't think they do this, but when we go out of state, everybody plays the same way, or everybody has one thing that they hang their hats on. Mm-hmm. The thing for West Boca was Mallory. Mm-hmm. And he was good. Mm-hmm. And I told you guys this before the show. I got told 2 things on the sideline. One, Mallory's going to break a run. You just watch. And I'm sitting there like, those guys in Bergen Catholic are pretty good too, And then they couldn't believe how many people Bergen Catholic brought, which blew my mind too. Mallory did not break a big run, but they kept giving it to him, and it was almost like they don't have a plan B. Melissa didn't have a plan B. Yeah. Will Cardinal Hayes, will Stepanek, will any of them have a plan B after that? The North Jersey schools, and I put Westwood in this category, Passaic Valley, they have a plan B. Mm-hmm. Oh, are you going to take that away? We'll throw the ball on. Mm-hmm. Are you going to cover our guys? We'll play smash mouth, right? You want to play a knockdown, drag out, physical game? We'll do that too. Or you want to have a shootout? We'll do that.
Will Winslow have a plan B this weekend when Bergen goes down there to play the big public school?
The one thing Winslow probably has going for him is Parker at quarterback, because we can see it's impossible in any level of football to defend against an athletic quarterback who can throw on the run and make plays when things break down. Okay. So let's say Bergen Catholic collapses the pocket. Zoop, Parker runs for 15 yards in the first down. That's demoralizing. I don't care who you are. That's demoralizing. So do they have a plan B after that? They might not need necessarily a plan B after that if plan A works. But will it work enough? I don't know.
I think Winslow's plan B is the fact that they didn't get run over by IMG. Right? I mean, and listen, they lost convincingly, okay, but enough. But it wasn't, some 70, 60, right? True. I think just when you look at it, I mean, at some point up front, that game is going to wear on Winslow. Bergen Catholic up front you're going to get to a point in that game where Winslow, we're just, outmanned. The Florida dynamic is an interesting dynamic because you mentioned it's 1A, it's 2A, 3A, 4A, 5, 6, 7, 8A, but I mean, you've been doing this a long time. You've seen the St. Thomas Aquinas, the Chaminade, the Manatees, and these guys. You just don't know. I mean, listen, how many? I was thinking about this talking to Billy Tierney. In any given year, how many Division I players? We got the Westwood guys here. They got Stevie Klein. They took on Adam Shaw. Michigan State, Boston College. You know what I mean? It's like, how many Division I players do they get any given year in New Jersey? I don't know, 60, 65. I don't know, right? I mean, Florida, you're talking about 500 or 600. You know what I mean? Coming out of that state. You know what I mean? Like it's between the skill guys, the defensive ends, and the schools that they're going to. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes New Jersey presents them with a little good old-fashioned cohesion.
Better coaching.
And coaching.
It's better coaching.
Yeah. Coaching is a big part of it.
Which is refreshing, right? I mean, isn't that refreshing when you got all these movie stars going to Texas?
I always feel like the New Jersey high school, and I'm from out of town, baby. Yeah. Okay? I'm from a long way away from here. The expectations of Bobby Guy over there and Passaic Valley and Joe Lappy at Bergenfield, the expectations they have for their players far exceeds the expectations other coaches have in other states. Like my home state in Louisiana, we ran the Power I and we ran like 8 plays. You know what I mean? Right. Pop pass was our big play. Right. I know Vito Campanelli, et cetera, has 60 pages. You know what I mean? There's a Walker Sneed package. Yeah. There's other places don't have packages based around other players.
Where are you going to be Friday night?
I'm going to this place called Paramus Catholic. You ever heard of it? Yeah. I hear the national anthem's bad. I remember the story when they were supposed to have a horse decked out in
Is this true?
In silver garb.
Go ahead, Mike. I know you got the line all loaded up in your head, man. But now they have a horse's.
No,
they had the pregame and all pregames.
I am. You're losing touch. So you'll be there. Will you be Saturday?
I want to see Joe's because I didn't get to see him because the way the game changed, the time changed, I didn't get to go down to Washington,
D.C. You'll be at the 2 o'clock start.
I believe they'll roll.
Won't be
2 o'clock start.
Yeah, it won't be close.
But you just want to see them so you can start comparing and start looking at when they play Bergen, they might have an advantage here. Ooh, when they play Bosco, they might have an advantage. So that nothing beats seeing with your own eyes, right?
No doubt. All right, flying the coop for the second straight week. Friday, he'll be over at PC for Iona. And Saturday, he'll be over in Montvale for St. Joe's and Cardinal Hayes out of the Bronx, New York. Coop, thank you, buddy.
All right,
I'll see you this weekend. And remember, fans, if you want to get into it and you want to be the best, listen to this. So you think you have the best fans? Then prove it. This season, the FSC will highlight the best fans in student sections. And at season's end, we'll select the best fans of this football season. But you can't win it if you ain't in it. So send your photos and videos to admin@superfootballnetwork.com. SFC Fan Base of the Week is presented by Applegreen. Enjoy your journey.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving. Stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in Northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. See how today at kearneybank.com.
We go to the final segment of the show where we give out some awards, Jim. And then let's go right to it. Player of the Week. Pop that headshot up there. Give me a little music. Yeah. Dante Benvenuti, if you were here off the beginning of the show, you saw he can kick. What about this catch?
Over the shoulder, man. This is an athlete right there. That's a pretty sport athlete right there.
I love the throw from his quarterback, Anthony Magdulo. And here, breaking tackles, just a horse. 6'2", 205. Great athlete, 3-sport type of guy, and let's show him to us. And here he is, guys, Dante Benvenuti, Passaic Valley Player of the Week. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. 23-21. You get home after that victory against Caldwell. What play did you look at first? The kick, the catch, the broken tackle? What'd you look at first?
Honestly, I looked at that final drive right from the kickoff because Nicky Huliev, he set us up in a perfect spot. And then the play after that with a couple quick pass plays. And then with 8 seconds left, we decided to run it, get a little more yards. And then I was like, I'm ready to kick it. So.
And that's one of the great little football nuances of this game, Mike, because, when Caldwell took the lead, there was only 33 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
So Huliev, Slick Nick, he runs the ball out to the 50-yard line. They run a quick hitch to Dante. Now there's 8 seconds left. Okay, this is now coaching 101. You got 8 seconds left. They say to Dante, what do you think? It's about 52, 50, right?
Yeah.
And he's honest. He says, I need a couple more yards. But now remember if your quarterback starts scrambling around, right. Those 8 seconds can evaporate. The game ends right there. So they knew enough. Let's run a play, get down on the ground, call a timeout, which they did. They got him to the 45-yard. They got the ball to 28, right?
Yeah.
And then it became a 45-yard field goal. What I love about it, too, is Caldwell tried to ice you, okay, because everybody thinks you make that kicker stand there. Yeah. You make him think about it. He sees all 4 of his grandparents in the stands. I'm kidding. But you actually thought that helped you.
Yeah, it did. I was there right when they called a timeout. I was taking my practice kicks, and I felt like I was getting through it, and I just envisioned myself making that kick, and that's what happened.
We're joined by Dante Benvenuti, Passaic Valley, our player of the week in that big 23-21 victory over Caldwell. Listen, I talked to you before. I just love your athleticism, the way you show up for the moment, the great catches.
Thank you.
But what I like most is your old school. You're a 3-sport athlete and very talented in all 3. Did you really steal 31 bases last year?
I did.
31?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Mike, this guy is wow. He's the first athlete in the history of PV to be all-county, first-team all-county in football in 3 sports. And it's kind of old-school 3 sports, football, wrestling, and baseball. That's an amazing sort of little fact.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And where do you think your future lies? I know you have a Marist offer in football. You want to play college football?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What position do you see yourself playing in college football?
I've been looking at outside linebacker.
You're a strong safety.
Yeah,
no
that's what a bunch of the colleges have been saying.
You're a strong safety.
Yeah. So maybe switch to there, wherever they need me the most on defense.
So you get there, wherever you go, let's say you go, but just case in point, we'll use it because Jimmy brought it up. You go to Marist. Mm-hmm. Will you try to walk on to the baseball team?
I don't know. That would be a lot to think about, and probably like in today's world, like a lot to handle. Because
well, you're a straight A student, so
yeah.
you know the academic part
yeah.
won't be that difficult.
Yeah.
Your dad is in his first. Your dad's such a great sports guy, a wrestling guy, athletic director for 8 years at PV. But his first year on the football staff.
Yeah.
I mean, so what a cool little moment to have with your dad on the staff.
Yeah, it is. Growing up, he was always like a big part of our coaching staff, and like coached me and my buddies ever since we were in 4th grade. So it's been fun.
So with a last name like Benvenuti, and your 4 grandparents are there. You're the hero in that game on Friday night. What are you eating when you get home that night? Like, what are you having? You're not cutting weight because it ain't wrestling season.
Yeah, no, not yet. If I didn't have anything Italian, but if I could, it would definitely just be pasta and meatballs.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, your mom was there too at the game. I'm sure she'll cook for you. From a team standpoint, a little State of the Union. You come off a win like that. I love the slogan that comes out of it. The Hive is alive.
Oh, I love it.
Does that make you feel good? I mean, where this team is going, the direction you're heading?
Yeah, I mean, this week has been a grind going against Wayne Valley this week. So, yeah.
It's a character win, man. It's a character win. I mean, listen, because, Caldwell really did what they had to do to win that game. I mean, like, you're talking about 33 seconds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 33 seconds. I mean, like, I hate to tell you, but I'm sure some of the Hornet Nation was like, kind of walking to the car, like, let's beat the rush out of here.
Yeah, I know. I think my uncle actually was, and then
did he really?
and then he ended up in the back of the end zone and actually caught the
end
ball.
zone you ran to.
Yeah,
no, that's good. That's a Mike Quick trait. You change locations at the end to get that quick exit.
Final question, Dante. The spot, the kick. As soon as you made contact, was it good?
Yeah, it felt perfect.
You knew it right away.
Yeah.
Longest attempt of your life?
Yeah, in game. In practice, I've made a 50-yarder before, but
wind at your back or no wind?
No wind.
But there was, by the way, I know you said spot kick. Remember, there was pressure. The reason why they were down when they gave is because on the extra point previous. So great. Give a little shout out to the snap and the whole guy because they executed in a big spot.
Yeah, shout out to my long snapper, James Piccarello, and the holder, the quarterback, Anthony Bagnulo. They got the job done.
Nice.
That's a good job by you, Jim, bringing that up.
Yeah.
Very good.
Listen, because that's
very
like, you want to talk about some nervous parents? The snapper and holder parents, because you don't want to butterfinger that one.
Dante, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you,
guys. Rolling. Best of luck to you in the season and your future, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. Dante Benvenuti, our player of the week on This Week in the Super Football Conference. Vin, Coach of the Week. Here we go. We'll take this. Come back on. Vin, come back on camera.
It's Jerome Hayes with that.
Got to fix that. Sorry, Big Jerome. Big Jerome in 2004. Give me a little music, Vin. Give me a little thing. In 2004... Pop it up there, Vin. When he was at Bayonne High School, Jerome Hayes was on our Heisman team before he went off to Penn State. A great player for the Bees of Bayonne, one of the great high school stadiums in that state, Don Hay Hearn Stadium. If he wasn't banged up so much at Penn State, he probably would have gone on and played professional football. He's the coach of the week because they come back and beat Elizabeth to go 1-1 on the year. His sophomore year at Bayonne, he was part of a state title team, and he was a great linebacker. Week 1, they lose to Morris Knowles, and against Elizabeth, it looks like they were going to 0-2, but the linebacker going to LIU out on Long Island, Jerome Hayes Jr., the coach's kid. 6'3", 205, 78-yard interception return. They go from 21-20 down to 26-21, and that was a great night in the Hayes household. So congratulations to Jerome Hayes. He understands the history of Bayonne High School.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you don't have to coach at your alma mater, but let's face it, it's a little something more special when you come home and coach the place where you play. Jerome Hayes is now in his 4th year. You mentioned an 05 grad.
Thank you, Dante.
My man. He had 2 ACL tears at Penn State, which was so unfortunate. But they were coming off a loss to Morris Knowles. And now Union City. Okay, now I know people are looking. Union City 0-2, but don't forget their 2 losses. Pascagoula Valley and St. Peter's Prep. Okay, so you're going to get an ornery Union City club right now, and Wilbur Valdez. But a great story, to be our Alliance Orthopedics Coach of the Week, Jerome Hayes.
All right, here we go. Team of the week. They've been eating, hanging out all night. McCarr Westwood High School. That big win over Pascagoula Valley. Down 7-0 at the half. They come back and win it 21-7. And I think this is an unbelievable story when you think about Westwood. Because, what is it, since 1993, they have been 500 and better. To do that at a public high school is next to impossible. The coaching lineage they've had there, the dedication, the will for these kids that play for that Westwood High School team is amazing. And what I like about it, it sounds like maybe a couple of people were like, they're not going to have the year they have, and now all of a sudden people are like, uh-oh, they're back again.
Mike, it's about culture. You know what I mean? We talked with Senator Sarlo about culture. The town of Westwood's got great culture. Kids learn to compete there at a young age, play a lot of sports. Westwood kids have always had a great high compete level. You know what I mean? We've covered some great athletes there through the years. And, listen, you say, people are surprised at Westwood. But you know what they didn't expect? Bruno, right? Like Bruno Vega, right? Sophomore quarterback. It's like, and when he brings a level of play, not afraid, that compete level, 4th and 17, Vega to Nikki Klein, Patty Stark gets the sack to put this game away.
Do we have a microphone for Coach Guy?
Does
he have the microphone?
Lines up.
Let's get him a microphone.
When you talk about these public school towns, it starts, on those Pop Warner fields on Saturday and Sunday mornings. They got great culture. You say people are shocked. I'm not shocked the Cardinals are out fast.
There we go. All right, we're going to get Coach Guy on the microphone.
Look at this. Incredible.
Coach. Thank you, buddy. You know who Coach looks a little bit like? These guys won't know. Anybody ever tell you, remember Mark Robinson, the quarterback for Wayne Hills? Oh, my God. When you were walking over, I was like, oh, my God, Mark Robinson's here for Coach Guy.
Listen, I'm a Fairlawn guy, so I don't know if I like Wayne Hills too much.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. What was your record at Fairlawn against Wayne Hills?
We never won.
You never won?
Never beat him.
All right.
That was back when the Olsons were there. So.
That was pretty tough. Coach, This is what I love about your team this year. Graduated 8 starters on offense and 9 on defense,
Correct.
Something like that?
Yeah.
So be honest. Coaches are always going to tell you 2 things in the preseason when guys like Jimmy and I and Coop talk to you. We're going to be terrible or we're going to be good. So now that you're 2 weeks into the season, what did you think about this group? Let's talk about the seniors right now. What did you think about this group coming back?
Well, you talk about just, day in, day out doing the work. That's what they do. And every person on our team is important, not just the varsity guys, not just the JV, the freshmen. The development of players and the coaches that we have on staff are just incredible. Probably one of the best staffs I've ever been around. Like, there's development every day, whether it be freshmen, whether it be JV. It's just the guys that we have in this room right here, the guys that aren't even here, just the way we develop those guys is second to none.
How long were you on Vito's staff?
1 year. I had 1 year at Vito.
Were you on the float with Santa Claus when they had the parade down Main Street?
I might have been hiding with Coach Hard somewhere else.
I love that. When we showed that back in the day on the show, one of my favorite pieces of video.
That was a fun group.
Vito,
but I was I was an implant on that staff. You know, I was only there for 1 year as back-to-back state championship teams.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. Learned a ton from Vito. Learned a ton from Coach Hard. And I'm here now. So
yeah, when you try, you're developing your own identity. But when you talk about Vito Campanelli and Coach Hard, and now your identity, what's the identity you want to bring to Westwood football?
Well, it's been here since even before those guys with Gambardella and Gallione, who started the whole thing. Toughness. That's it. We teach our guys to be tough, and day in, day out, we had to work out this before we went out to practice. Weight room is big part of our culture. That's something that we pride ourselves in.
Down 7-0 against Wayne Valley. What'd you say to him at the half?
I had about maybe a minute to talk. We made some adjustments, and those took up like most of the time. So
really?
Yeah, I didn't really say much. These guys, they knew we were in for a 4-quarter battle. You know, it wasn't just 1, 2, 3 quarters. We knew how good they were. We know what we were made of too. It's just a matter of, are we willing to go to the brink, to the deep waters, and we definitely did. So
you have that big win over the weekend. How was practice on Monday?
It was well, Monday we have JV, so it's a little bit lighter, and then Tuesday
how was practice.
It wasn't great, but
it wasn't great because they're 2-0 and they were thinking they were better.
Well, not because of that, but because did we have a good practice yesterday? We had a great practice yesterday. Well, in my mind, it wasn't great. I go and watch the film. It wasn't great.
I love it.
And then today, we cleaned up a lot of things. Tomorrow, we'll go through our walkthrough, and Friday night, we play Pass Guy Kills.
Coach, what makes a Westwood kid special?
To be honest, there's something in the water there. I got there my first year coaching. I was in the January workout, and I'm like, wow, kids work this hard. It was incredible. There's something there. That's the culture. The kids are just different. They work their rear ends off from January to now, and hopefully later into the season.
And by the way, it also helps when your athletic director is a football guy.
A little bit.
Dan Vivino is a football guy. Used to coach football. And we know, listen, for an athletic director, you don't have to have played football, coached football. But let's face it. I mean, when your athletic director is a football guy, it helps. It helps with the culture.
Well, he's also the scheduler, too. So.
Oh, do you get in there and you get in his head and say, I need this game this week? This
absolutely nothing to do with that.
He
does a fantastic job.
He does a great job.
He's a football guy.
Great job.
He's an excellent boss to have.
Doing that scheduling for this conference is not easy.
I don't know how he does it. He just sits in a room, locks himself in a room, and does it for however long it takes.
And it's not easy to go. It's not easy to go 2-0, but the traditional Westwood football helps tremendously. Guys, congratulations! Best of luck on the season, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight at Reds. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Guys.
We appreciate it.
Cardinals! Cards are in the house. That was, that was such a fun game, Mike. Listen, I mean, I'm so guilty of it. You get so caught up in the big player profiles. You have Adam Shaw, Michigan State. He's running a little Wildcat quarterback. Maybe he didn't play as much quarterback as you might think in that game, but he had double-digit tackles in the game. And, of course, Stevie Klein, the Boston College commit. And, listen, that's just a great night of high school football.
And it continues to roll on, and high school football continues to roll on for us here at the Super Football Conference Network. Vin, where are we going to be this week? Give me a little music. Iona Prep, 10-point favorite over Paramus Catholic. Chaminade, I was on the fence. I'm going to go with Seton Hall Prep. Billy Fitzgerald, a wonderful coach. They're a young team. They're a year away. They need this game. Monsignor Farrell, Del Barton. Now listen, Del Barton is 0-2. They played two very good teams. Brian Bauer, terrific coach. I can't see the Green Wave going to 3-0, 0-3, but they could if they can't figure out a way to contain the sophomore quarterback from Monsignor Farrell out of Staten Island. I hate to do this.
I think they'll have the athletes to do it.
I'm going to go with Farrell. I'm going with Farrell.
Wow.
And Cardinal Hayes, St. Joe's. Cardinal Hayes is in a transition year. They do have 3 Division I players, but I think early third quarter, this will probably be running time on Saturday up in Montvale, New Jersey. So week 2 is in the books. of this week in the Super Football Conference. We thank everybody. Oh, week 3, Ramapo and Old Japan, St. Joe's, Paramus Catholic, Oak John, Bergen Catholic, St. Peter's, Del Barton. We got to get Vivino to somehow get Westwood on one of. We got to get Westwood on one of these games. We got to get Westwood on one of these games. And then Bergen Bosco, Northern Highlands, Union City, Seton Hall Prep, Del Barton, and St. Joe's, St. Peter's Prep on Saturday, September 27th.
What game are we putting Westwood on here? Let's make.
All right, let's pick a Westwood game.
So this week they got Pascack Hills.
Then go back to the week before that. Go back
Caldwell on the 19th. We just saw Caldwell give a great effort against PV.
All right, wait a minute. So on the 19th, hold on. On the 19th, nah, I can't switch out of Ramapo, Old Japan. Give me another game, Jim. Give me a game the following week.
Dumont at Westwood.
No. Dumont, no.
Quake at Westwood, October 3rd.
Oh, we don't have the October schedule. Vivino! We got to figure out a way to get these guys on, okay? We have to do that. All right, let's get out of here. Reds was incredible. Westwood, thank you. Dante, thank you. Jerome Hayes, Sarlo, Coop, everybody. Just a really fun show. And you guys, show yourselves. Put them on there. There you go.
Fantastic.
Lynn, Mark, Mike, Monty, Joanna. Where are you? Good. Put it on there. Get them on there.
Hey-o.
Turn that camera. Camera. There we go. Let's see these guys.
There they
you
are.
Go. All right, guys. Great job. Thank you for everything. We'll see you next time. Next Wednesday on the Super Football Conference inside.
We're not losing by 10 points, okay?
Put the credits up there, Vin. See you later.
Favorite for Iona Prep.
It's going to be tough, Jim.
When the game is on the line, you need a team that knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving. Stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. Learn more today at kearneybank.com.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in Northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
When the game is on the line, you need a team that knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving. Stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.